Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Maller Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. LawMG.com. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnerships with communities and organizations. Rural.indiana.edu. Smithville Fiber Internet Security Solutions and Voice in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Bunger and Robertson Attorneys at Law, utilizing 75 years of experience, knowledge, and resources to help individuals and families recover in personal injury matters. Information at lawbr.com. And by WTIU members. Thank you.
Coming up on Indiana Newsdesk, Bloomington will celebrate Juneteenth with the installation of a historical marker noting an Underground Railroad stop in Switchyard Park.
This was the main road. South Rogers was the main road up into Bloomington. And if they made their way here, they were good to go.
There's a plan for 4 more markers denoting historic black neighborhoods in the city. Monroe County prosecutors have dropped charges against 55 protesters arrested in late April's pro-Gaza demonstrations in Dunn Meadow.
That seemed to really delegitimize the school's case for us being trespassing or violating rules in any way.
And Monroe County officials took feedback from Ellettsville residents about a proposal to put a new jail between their town and Bloomington. We'll have these stories, plus the latest news from across the state, right now on Indiana Newsdesk. Welcome to Indiana Newsdesk. I'm Perry Metz, sitting in for the vacationing Joe Wren. The number of students participating in Indiana's private school voucher program is at an all-time high. 70,000 students used a publicly funded voucher to help pay for tuition at a private or religious school in the 2023-2024 school year. That's according to a study by the Indiana Department of Education. That's a 31% increase over the previous year and the largest ever jump in a single year. The state also put a record $439 million in tuition grants to private schools. There are now 387 schools in the state participating in the program. For a look behind the numbers, we're joined by Eric Weddle, the managing editor of WFYI's Education Desk. Eric, what was behind this surge in the number of students using the voucher program this year?
Sure. I think you can break it down to like 3 main reasons. In the first is there used to be 8 kind of pathways you had to qualify for to be eligible for a voucher. Those are now gone, and the only basic requirement is that you have to be an Indiana resident. From that, they expanded the income level. So now a family in this previous school year making up to $220,000 was eligible for a voucher, and that is, almost nearly the entire state. Only about, I think, 8% of people in Indiana make more than that. So effectively, the changes in the law in the past year made this a universal voucher for private schools. And on top of that, I think we're just seeing a new increased popularity in school vouchers and school choice. In Indiana, this program is 13 years old, and across the country, we're hearing more and more about it as other states adopt these laws, and the debate among lawmakers at all levels of government is playing out.
What impact do you think it will have? This is a move of almost $500 million to private education. What effect will that have on public education in the state?
Sure. I mean, this is kind of a complicated question, I think, to really get at a simple answer. When this program started, you were seeing more students leaving a public school district, and in Indiana, funds follow the students. So when those students left a district, that money went away. As this program has evolved over the years, fewer and fewer students who ever went to a public school began began using a voucher. Not to say that that did not impact schools, but the state legislature has budgeted in this past fiscal budget year, enough money to cover the cost of the vouchers. The $439 million is actually coming in under budget. But with that money being spent on private schools, it's not available for increases to public school districts. And I think that's a lot of the criticism that you hear, is that a larger increase is going toward these private schools that is not going to traditional public school districts.
I'm wondering how this plays out in rural areas.
In the report, in the rural areas?
Yes.
Rural areas, there's only 63 counties in the state that have private schools. So that is leaving out, 200 and nearly 30 other school districts, or 230 other counties that don't have access. So we're seeing a lot fewer number of rural students have access to the private school voucher program. Those students usually use another type of school choice, which is transferring to another public school district than their own. But there are currently a few online private schools that the students could use for that. But overall, there's not an equal opportunity for families in rural parts of the state to use the vouchers.
All right, thank you, Eric. That was Eric Weddle of the Education Desk at WFYI in Indianapolis. The state is pushing ahead with a new high school graduation requirement, even as Indiana educators urge caution and patience. The Indiana Department of Education wants to sunset the current Core 40 academic and technical honors diplomas and replace them with two new versions, the GPS and GPS Plus. GPS stands for Graduate Prepared to Succeed. Educators say that diploma has too few requirements and that the GPS Plus has too many.
The majority of students would fit between the two proposed models. Therefore, students have a choice of a lower rigor diploma or a nearly unattainable higher level.
Educators say colleges may find the new diplomas confusing, causing Indiana students to miss out on competitive university spots.
These diploma tracks are going to be inadequate for my students to be able to attend the world-class university, Purdue, that sits 3 blocks from my building. It's going to make it more difficult.
Indiana Secretary of Education, Katie Jenner, says that her department will continue to listen to feedback and make adjustments to the proposal. Monroe County and city officials continue to debate a location for a new county jail. 2 locations have been rejected, and our Ethan Sandweiss joins us from another possible site just off Highway 46.
Standing here at the site of the proposed jail, Monroe County commissioners held listening sessions this week where they took questions, concerns, and feedback from county residents.
The site in question sits between Ellettsville and Bloomington, just off State Road 46. Officials say a new jail is necessary. A 2008 lawsuit by the ACLU found overcrowding at the county jail violated prisoners' constitutional rights, and conditions haven't improved since then. Photos shared by Sheriff Ruben Marte in January 2023 show the facility in severe disrepair, with inmates using cups and toilet paper as pillows.
I am not a person that's pro-jail. However, we are constitutionally required to provide a jail, and we should provide one that is humane and constitutionally appropriate. And our current jail is neither. So we have to do something.
The site they proposed both lies outside city limits and has access to major roadways, which previously considered locations did not. Consultants and officials argue that renovating the current site would be more expensive than building a new one and still wouldn't solve overcrowding. Even then, they say a new jail could cost between $90 and $150 million. Some residents balked at the price tag and the prospect of expansion, saying the county should first work to reduce the number of people incarcerated on minor charges.
Instead of doing that, the county is going to invest just an astronomical amount of money in a solution that we know just doesn't work.
Commissioners said they would welcome input on costs, but tried to guide the conversation back to the topic at hand.
Our focus today is really on the site location rather than cost specifically, because that is something that is not within the commissioner's purview.
Disagreements over the jail's location have delayed the project timeline. The county had hoped to select a site last September. Commissioners dropped plans to build on county-owned land southwest of Bloomington in February and couldn't get the city council to sign off on a site near the former IU Health Hospital. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Ethan Sandweiss.
Opponents challenged the commissioners in the last county election for lack of progress on the jail project, and the ACLU has accused them of striving for perfection at the expense of action. We're joined now by Lucas Gonzalez for more headlines.
Thanks, Perry. The group suing the city of Bloomington over its annexation effort says it will appeal if a judge overseeing the case over areas 1A and 1B does not rule in its favor.
We want to appeal, and we'll do everything we can to appeal. We're just get our groundswell together, and we will appeal, and we probably expect that the city would do the same.
Clements joined several dozen other residents opposed to annexation at an event Thursday night hosted by the Monroe County Commissioners. The event took place just over a month after the 5-day bench trial over the remonstrance results of areas 1A and 1B concluded. Attorneys have until June 17th to respond.
We know the fight's not over. There's still legal battles to be fought, but we wanted to take a beat and thank them because this was a massive community effort, grassroots effort like I've never seen.
Clements says she expects a ruling in August. The Bloomington City Council is sending recommendations on the Monroe Convention Center expansion to the body overseeing the project. The council want the Capital Improvement Board to follow the city's comprehensive and transportation plans and unified development ordinance and consider sustainable transportation options. It also recommends against skywalks between buildings and subsidizing new parking for the project.
We, changed wording very specifically to make it clear that these are our requests and that we understand that we are one of 4 bodies who are investing in this project.
The CIB is expected to select a construction manager and site for the expansion at its June 12th meeting. The group is now down to 3 options for expansion now that a northern expansion was ruled out. Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita's threat of legal action against Monroe County centers on a Monroe County Sheriff's Office policy on detention of undocumented immigrants. Rokita wrote to Sheriff Ruben Marte last month, warning he would bring action against his office if it does not rescind the policy by July 1st. The policy in question allows undocumented immigrants with local ties to be released from the Monroe County Jail when charged with low-level crimes. The United States ranks among the top countries using capital punishment, according to Amnesty International's annual report on the global use of the death penalty. The group says the United States was responsible for 24 state executions last year, up from 18 the year before. The uptick is due in part to COVID restrictions that delayed some executions.
In a lot of ways, this is playing catch-up more than spurring some new execution spree.
There were more than 1,100 executions in 2023, a 30% increase over 2022. Amnesty says Iran is mostly responsible for the increase, but the U.S. remains in the top 5, along with Somalia, Saudi Arabia, and China.
That's a whole other reason why we should be reconsidering the death penalty. Is this who we want to stand with?
The U.S. federal government hasn't executed anyone since 2021, when 3 people were executed at the federal correctional complex in Terre Haute. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland has since placed a moratorium on federal executions. A new IU Health Urgent Care location has opened on Bloomington's west side. Located on South Liberty Drive next to Kroger, the office will offer walk-in services from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekends. Patients can reserve a spot in line on its website. The location will also house an occupational health service area for injury treatment, testing and screenings, and return to work exams. The free application for federal student aid is open until June 30th. Ivy Tech Community College is hosting more than 100 events to help students fill out the forms. The FAFSA is key for students who need scholarships to attend college, but the Department of Education rolled it out months later than normal, and there were glitches.
Don't give up. Reach out to your financial aid office if you're needing assistance and help.
Ivy Tech Bloomington offers FAFSA assistance at each Tuesdays at the Tech event. Students can also contact the campus financial aid office for an appointment. One of 3 e-scooter companies serving Bloomington has withdrawn. The city and VO Ride dissolved their partnership in February, despite the Bloomington Board of Public Works renewing the company's operating license. The city says VO did not pay a required $10,000 operating fee for 2024. And a Dave & Buster's restaurant will be coming to Bloomington after an alcohol permit was approved for the franchise this week. Set to open in late January, the restaurant will have social bays with digital darts and a shuffleboard, an immersive activity room, and more. The arcade restaurant will be in the old Bed Bath & Beyond building next to College Mall.
Thanks, Lucas. Coming up next on Indiana Newsdesk. A historical marker honoring an Underground Railroad site on Bloomington's south side will be unveiled June 19th. And the Monroe County prosecutor has declined to charge 55 people arrested during April's pro-Gaza protests in Dunn Meadow. These stories and more right now on Indiana Newsdesk.
Let's start at the beginning, shall we? I can't wait.
People will be watching your every move. I can handle it. Let's go.
So, what's your secret?
Things are starting to move in the right direction.
Tell us everything.
Are you ready for more? Just getting started. Locked on the target. Are you ready for more? No one is going to tell me who I can or can't be. Troubles, honey? Like you wouldn't believe. Hop in. Every day, I see the evidence of all that love can do.
Whatever happens, we'll be together.
There's nowhere else in the world I'd rather be. This was perfect.
Welcome back to Indiana Newsdesk. The Monroe County Prosecutor's Office has declined to charge any of the 55 pro-Gaza demonstrators who were arrested at IU's Dunn Meadow over the 2 days in late April. Ethan Sandweiss reports on why no charges have been filed.
Chief Deputy Prosecutor Jeffrey Kerr describes Indiana University's response to the protests on April 25th and 27th as, quote, constitutionally dubious. State police arrested almost 60 after the university made last-minute change to its assembly policy. Kerr says if the county proceeded, it would be unlikely to win the cases. Protesters say they expected this decision.
The fact that these charges stemmed from what was almost certainly an unconstitutional changing of the rules about free speech, that seemed to really delegitimize the school's case for us being trespassing or violating rules in any way.
But not everyone feels that way. Indiana State Police Chief Doug Carter said in a statement that he feels the prosecutor caved to political pressure. He says he believes, quote, these kinds of decisions can lead to lawlessness. Kerr rebutted those accusations in a statement to WTIU, saying his office reviews cases without regard to public opinion or other inappropriate considerations.
It's exciting to find out that everyone's having their charges dropped, and as the prosecutor rightfully said, because how can that be upheld? But I think it's also just, you know, there's a part of it where you're also like, I hope my friends are doing all right.
Some IU community members who had charges dropped remain banned from campus. According to the IU Police Department, of 56 who appealed their bans, 51 may now return to campus. Green is among those who can't. He was the only person banned for 5 years and is planning a hearing with the IU PD.
They wouldn't have acted this way if we were protesting, bad food at the dining halls. They did this because we had a political message that offended them. And the fact that they reacted so harshly is probably going to make people want to look into our politics a little bit more.
University spokesman Mark Bode told WTIU in a written statement that IU will continue to enforce policies that prioritize safety alongside protection of free speech. Meanwhile, many tents remain in Dunn Meadow overnight in violation of the university's rules. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Ethan Sandwise.
The American Civil Liberties Union is suing the university for its response to the protests on constitutional grounds. Our Clayton Baumgarth has been looking into the efforts of one state organization to preserve African American historical sites and the effects that those preservation efforts may have on small communities.
Indiana Landmarks has been preserving history and placemaking around the state for some time now. More specifically, the Black Heritage Preservation Program has a new marker coming to Bloomington very soon.
This month will see the installation of a new historical marker in Switchyard Park. The Monroe County historian hopes that it becomes the first of many here.
We want to honor those people that have made these contributions in history that we have forgotten about. And we all kind of stand on their shoulders. Bloomington is what it is today because of the people who were here before us.
The marker at Switchyard will commemorate African Americans in Bloomington who assisted with the Underground Railroad.
A man that lived in this area before it became Switchyard Park was Samuel Gordon. His farm was in this area. And this was the main road. South Rogers was the main road up into Bloomington. And if they made their way here, they were good to go.
Mitchell has plans for 4 more markers that tell the stories of important African Americans. One will replace an existing marker in Butler Park highlighting Reverend Ernie Butler. The others will shed light on long-forgotten black communities.
There were 4 black communities here in Bloomington during segregation. They no longer exist, and nobody remembers them. So I'd like to honor those people, and that's Bucktown, Hinsonburg, Chandlerville, and the Woods or Woodyard.
The markers are funded by the city as well as donations from residents. The work being done in Monroe County is also possible in part due to Indiana Landmarks. The goal of their Black Preservation Heritage Program is to uncover, document, preserve, and restore Black heritage sites and history.
This can be a church, a Masonic home, a cemetery, or it could be just information, the stories that were often lost because no one documented those stories.
Trotter says she uses the same tools any historian would use to locate heritage sites around the state.
There will be census records, there will be property records. For African Americans pre-Civil War, that documentation is often relegated to property records because African Americans were considered property.
Trotter says she wants to expand the program throughout Indiana. She says we as a state must write down our shared history so it won't be forgotten, but that will take efforts of many people.
We need allies helping us do this work. So I'm hopeful that these small groups that we're forming around the state, which are being mentored by experts in the fields in those communities, will generate that capacity that we're looking for.
Trotter has a strong group behind her. Indiana Landmarks is the largest private statewide historic preservation organization in the country.
So we have offices all over the state. Our central regional office is here in Indianapolis, and that covers Bloomington. And our mission is to revitalize communities, reconnect us to our diverse heritage, and save meaningful places.
There's a secondary effect restoring and preserving historic sites has on small communities. These projects often become placemaking projects as well. Placemaking has become a large part of rural communities, especially as many are attempting to revitalize historic downtown areas or create new places for residents to simply enjoy their hometowns.
It can include things like reactivating an alley space in a downtown area, or a park, or just making a place more inviting for the community.
Most importantly, Stannis says that preserving and placemaking are all about appreciating and making better the places that make up most of the state's land.
A lot of times we take what's in our own backyard for granted. We just don't appreciate, oh, something exciting must have happened here. That was all in the big cities and things. And our local communities are so important to telling the story of Indiana history.
As Eunice put it in my conversation with her, without proper history preservation, many of Indiana's most prolific residents will be forgotten. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Clayton Baumgarth.
The marker at Switchyard Park will be unveiled during a Juneteenth ceremony, June 19th at 2 p.m. Indiana is unveiling a new student section for head football coach Curt Cignetti's first season this fall. The student section will move from the northeast section of the stadium to space between sections 13 through 24. Now, this move will fill the north end zone seats, and the Marching 100 will be in the middle of the new student section. IU Athletics Director Scott Dolson says this will create an electric atmosphere on game days. Indiana's first game will be against Florida International University with a 3:30 p.m. kickoff Saturday, August 31st. That's the end of this program, but our work continues online as we cover the news throughout the week at WTIUnews.org. Have a great weekend.
Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Maller-Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. LawMG.com. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnerships with communities and organizations. Rural.indiana.edu. Smithville Fiber Internet Security Solutions and Voice in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Bunger & Robertson Attorneys at Law, utilizing 75 years of experience, knowledge, and resources to help individuals and families recover in personal injury matters. Information at lawbr.com. And by WTIU members. Thank you.